Don't forget to click that subscribe and bell icon to receive a notification each time I upload a new video. Hi everyone, it's Mike here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So it's time for another ArtsyTrio collaboration with Gina and Bea. So this month it's Bea's turn to create the mood board going into August. So let me turn over to my overhead camera and show you the mood board that Bea's created and what I'm going to create based on what she's done. So this is the mood board that Bea's created for the month. Like I said, it does say Hello July, but I think it should say Hello August really, and because it's the mood board going into August. So as you can see, we've got a nice array of colours in the mood board that Bea's created. So we've got plenty of blues. So there's blues in at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those photos. We've got some oranges, which are coming through that one, into there and up there as well. And we've got pinks in at least 4 of those too. And there's a couple of yellows thrown in there as well. So what I'm going to do, because this is kind of like a creamy colour, there's yellows in there and there's yellows in there as well. I may end up mixing some of this with a little bit of white just to get a more of a pale kind of colour to it. So those are the colours that I've chosen for my mood board based on Bea's prompts. So looking at the photograph, when I first started to look through and think, well, what does this bring for me? I was kind of drawn to these two pictures. So obviously the colour wheel with all those kind of lovely colour blocks in there, but also kind of like square blocks, so they look a little bit like tiles, like a mosaic, just like this one down here. Now looking at this photo, this immediately made me think of the Gaudi sculptures in Barcelona that Ian and I saw when we went there a couple of years ago for a long weekend. Was it a long weekend or was it a week we went for?
It was a long weekend. I think we went on a Thursday and came back on a Tuesday, so nearly a week. Yeah,
absolutely loved Barcelona. Would love to go back again, particularly the old part of Barcelona, the Barri Gotica. Loved it, absolutely loved that. So those are kind of like my inspirations for this project. So I'm going to be working in my big 12 by 12 journal, like I have done for most of the ArtsyTrio collaborations. So what I've got is I've also pulled out these bits as well. So I've got those colours. I've got a brayer and a spongy and a brush. So this is a foamy sponge stamp, which is kind of got those kind of broken up images on, but also I've got a piece of spare card, and I'm just looking around. I did have a little cutting mat somewhere, a little green one, and it's disappeared, but never mind. I've got a piece of spare card and I've drawn a kind of irregular square on it, and what I'm going to do is, if I can remember what I did with my scalpel, there it is over there, I'm going to just follow that line but do it really kind of irregular. Maybe just round off that one a little bit because it's not quite as square as what I wanted, but that'll do. Just create a bit of a wavy line, and I'm going to create just a quick and easy mini stencil to use, just out of card. There we go, that should pop out now. Easy enough. So there we go, you've got that big square now. So I'm going to use that as a kind of makeshift stencil for the page. But what I want to do is I want to make sure in the centre I've got enough room or for this to be stamped into the centre. So I'm going to stamp it first, and I'm going to place that as a kind of mask over the top of it to prevent it from overlaying, if you know what I mean. Right, let me just clear some space. There we go, that's better. Right, so let me get the orange and the pink, I think. We'll put some of that paint down onto the mat. Definitely running out. So I'll just grab some onto my brayer, and then I'm just going to roll. And then spin it round, and then do it back again in the middle. So we've got the pink kind of in the middle with just that kind of orange on either side. So if I bring my page back in, right, turn that over, and if I just about get it in the middle, or as in the middle as I possibly can without standing up, and then just give it a bit of a squeeze down. It's a while since I've used these foam stamps. I picked them up for next to nothing in a craft shop a few years ago, and they were in the bargain bucket basement kind of bin. And they were, I think I paid 10p for this one. It was absolutely ridiculous. Right.
You've never used it before though, have you?
I have used it before.
Have you?
Yeah. Hey, look at that. Me likey. So that's come out really, really well. That's like that a lot. Right, what I need to do then, so get that dried off, and I'll get this cleared up, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've had a nice clean tidy up. I've even washed my brayer, just in case anybody was wondering. And I've got the mask, so I'm now going to just stick that over the top. So I've got a Elmer's washable clear repositionable glue stick. So with any luck, this will do exactly what it says and not let me down. So we're just going to stick that down there, and then I'm going to bring in my other paper mask. I'm going to take the other colours that we've got, so the blue, I'm going to put some of the blue here, and the pink. Ooh, the pink's a lot runnier than the rest of them. There we go. And then the orange, the yellow. Hello, yellow. There we go. And then I may mix in some white. So, first thing I'm going to do is just load up a sponge with the blue, maybe just bring it out that way. And I'm going to use the card as a kind of mottled stencil. And I don't mind if I'm getting an uneven surface, that's fine by me. And I've got other bits of the sponge, so let me just cut that one down as well. Actually, I can probably cut that. There we go. And then I've got one for each colour then. There you go. I can be frugal when I need to. And then I can see where the colour overlaps, and then I can just bring it so there's a little bit of a gap. And then I can load up one of the other colours. Let's get the pink this time. And then we can go back over. So that's the pink, that's the blue, so we'll lift that up. Yay! And then so we can just see the blue there, so just bring it over a bit, and then we can grab one of the other colours and we'll do the orange. So that's the cheddar, I think it is. And then we'll just get the corner of that pink and then just move it over Let's see what we've got there. So just bring it about there. And then for the last colour, the yellow, which will be a bit more translucent, I think. Because yellow paints tend to be more translucent than they are opaque. So that's just picking up that orange a little bit. But that doesn't matter because we're doing it on a white background. So all we have to do is just manoeuvre it a little bit. So I need a bit more of the blue. So I don't mind when the colours start to mix either. I think it just adds a bit more to the cohesiveness of it, because you've got those other colours appearing elsewhere in your project. It's almost like there's a little multicoloured frame. A bit too much there, I think. There we go. Just dirties it up a little bit, which I think just makes it look a little bit more authentic. So we'll have a pink over there. Because I should have really waited until they were all dry, but hey ho. But it just goes to show you can have fun with different shapes, different colours. You don't have to have anything which is particularly figurative. So let's come over here. You know, life doesn't revolve around rainbows and butterflies.
And unicorns.
I know sometimes looking at, you know, people's art journal pages, when you're looking at YouTube and that kind of stuff, and obviously, you know, butterflies and flowers and that kind of stuff play a huge part. They're a very common theme amongst art journalists, but it's nice just to be able to step away from that occasionally and do something completely different. Sometimes do something a little bit painterly, or, you know, which is why it's fun to do something a bit more abstract occasionally, because it just also makes your brain think differently as well. If you're constantly drawing or painting or recreating flowers and butterflies and that kind of stuff, or even whimsical girls or whimsical boys or whatever, you kind of lose. I always think you lose something in variety, and it's always good just to step back and go, you know, let's just do something a bit different.
Doesn't become spontaneous. Spontaneous.
There you go. That's the word you were looking for.
It was.
Yeah. Spontaneous creativity. I mean, if you're just looking for different ways to create a butterfly, then, you know, that's fine. Have at it. But I think sometimes it's more fun to create something unexpected. Oh, my tummy.
Dear.
I know, we've had lunch as well. It must be doing it in appreciation.
Mm.
Uneven, abstracty textures. Okay. Can't go wrong. Okay, I'm going to put another blue there. Just let some of that other colour paint bring in. I mean, if you're not really happy with the colour blend, wait until it's dry and then come back and go over the top again, because, you know, these paints are a bit opaque, so you should be able to get away with it.
Which paints are you using?
I'm using the Gina Ahrens. Did I not say?
Yeah, I think you may have done, but I wasn't here.
Yeah, the Gina Ahrens Media acrylic paints.
I love those, they're very thick and creamy.
They are quite nice. Alright, so let's grab that yellow one again. Let's come down to the bottom. See, that's picking up a little bit of the colour there. But that's alright. That's starting to make a kind of greeny shade. So, we've got kind of 2 blueies over there. We've got 3, but let's do another pinky over here then. Right. Out there. I know I went off with not having it in the middle there a bit, but you know, you can't have everything, can you? Regardless of what anybody else says. A bit more blue there. And I'm just kind of holding it now. I'm not even holding it down. And we'll have an orange there. So just kind of drop it down. There we go. So far, that's what we've got. So let me just flip the page round and we can have, I think, another little orangey one there, just to break up what we've got. I mean, I think the worst thing you could probably do when you're doing something like this is actually have a regular pattern, a regular colour. So I think we're going to put pink there. I'd much rather it were completely random. Like so, and then maybe have another pink one there. Seems I've got it on my sponge already. Okay, and, oh, where did that come from? That big horrible glob of nastiness. That can come off. Well, that's a load of rubbish. Right. Oh, I think I know. I think I picked it up on the corner of the card, didn't I?
Oh dear.
Yeah, I know. I bet everybody was going, no!
Everybody's waiting to see what you do.
Yeah. Well, I'll show you what I'm going to do. Because I did actually mention a second ago what you can do if you need to. Yeah. Right, let's just dry the edges of that off. That should do it. Right, more blue paint. Like that. I know that's still a bit wet, but and that's how you kind of get rid of it and disguise it. Like I said, wait until it's dry, then go back and put another coat over the top. Et voila! La 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 la. So we said we'd have another yellow there, didn't we? So I'm actually liking the colours, to be honest. So I'm not going to add any white to that yellow at all. And then we'll finish off with the orange in there again. It's the last one. Using up the paint that we scraped up from the blue. Because waste not, want not, as they say. And I could go over here as well and just use up a bit of that blue. Maybe just bring that in about there. And I'm only holding the card stencil a little bit, you know, just holding it lightly. Let's use that orange there as well, just in that corner. Just to kind of give you that. It almost looks like it's at an angle and gone off the page a bit. But that's okay, don't mind that. And then let's do the same thing there, look. And then we got a bit of the blue, just a little bit about there. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Right, what I want to do now is make sure it's all dry. Clear this up, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've pretty much got those squares all dry now. So as you can see, we've got that kind of tile, mosaic-y kind of effect, and then right in the middle, once I take it off, there we go. We've got that sun kind of just sat right in the middle there. So what I want to do is I want to bring in a pen. If I've got one that I can use. What's this? It's Japanese something or other. I don't do Japanese, but that's what it is. That's what it says. So if anybody can understand that, please feel free to translate. Because if you do, you're a better person than I am. Okay, so let's just see now how we can start just to kind of make it a bit more art journaling. This is the fun bit for me. The process of kind of like bringing it all together. Because you've got all these kind of disparate colours, and then you need something which is going to kind of like act as an anchor, grounding, some kind of common element that links everything together. Now usually that's usually done by me adding black or white splatters, or you could add forms of stamping, washi tapes, but for me I like adding kind of like doodly lines that kind of help to bring everything together. So what I'm going to do now is go kind of around the outside there. Go around 2 or 3 times. And that kind of helps to bring all that together as well. But looking at that, I think I also do want to add some splatters. And this is where we'll bring the white in. So I did mention I had an idea for bringing white in. So we'll do that. Have I got a splattery brush? That'll do. It's not my fan brush because that's being cleaned in another room, he says. So let's grab some white gesso, put it on there. Add some water. That'll do. And then we can start to add. It just breaks up those blocks. And just adds a whole different kind of dimension to the page. It also splatters everything else. Trousers, t-shirt, TV monitor. But you know what? I don't care. Okay, so a quick clean up with that. Go. Look at all those fabulous white splatters. Let's get it dried, then I'll be back. The white splatters are now completely dry, but looking at it, I'm thinking it also needs black splatters as well to tie it in with those black lines that we've got. Before I add a kind of quote or phrase. Let's just add some black to it. Let's get to it. Add a bit more lighter, and then we can just add, I'll try not to get splatters everywhere again now. I see. The white and the black splatters do help just to kind of bring it all together. It's that kind of unification that I was looking for. That's a good word, isn't it? It's a really good word. Unification, joining back together again. There we go. That's almost got a wall look to it now, a feel to it, as though these tiles are on a wall and they're dirty, or on the floor. Excellent. Come on, heat it tool. I know you're desperate. Really, really about. It's about to die, but hopefully we'll get there before it does die completely. It's not well, bless it. And there you go. Oh no, I thought that was going to be it then. It is going to go pop, I know it is. It's like it's got a life of its own. Poor heat gun.
Sounds like it's got a touch of asthma.
Okay, so now that those black splatters are dry, you can see it has kind of coalesced it a lot better. So I want to add a couple of quotes now. Sometimes creating an art journal page is literally, it's like blindly closing your eyes and putting one foot in front of the other and just hoping to God that it's going to lead you somewhere. All art journaling is a kind of leap of faith. You just have to literally go with the flow. So that's what we're going to put in that one there. Go with the flow. So let me grab that Japanese doodah pen again, and then we'll just create a little bit of a, I don't think it likes being, no, it doesn't like writing on. I've got another one. Let me try another one. I've got more than one of these pens. Some of them like writing on paint, some don't, but that's okay. Right, so we're going with the flow. You stick down there. I know there's another Japanesey fude ball pen somewhere, because that's how you pronounce it apparently. Because I was told off once for not pronouncing it correctly.
More than once.
Yeah, more than once, yeah. What's this one? This is a bold me. I don't know what that is. Does that write on paint? No, it doesn't. See, there's only a few pens that actually do write on paint, which is a bit, there's one. Aha. And this being one of them. The stock in trade, the bog standard go-to pen.
The biro.
No, the fude ball pen.
Ah.
That's when you, that's it. So we've got go with the flow. And of course, as you're creating your art journal page, it will look painful. It will feel painful. It'll be a slog because you won't know where you're going to. There's no clear path, but don't worry. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it in the end. Now these stickers don't want to stick down, do they? Okay, so the lines are a bit thicker on this, which means I just need to go and maybe just add a little bit of that, just to kind of ease it in, show a bit more. See, it doesn't matter if you add a little bit more at the end. I mean, some people never go back to an art journal page once it's been created. I don't tend to, but sometimes when you've been looking through your art journal pages, maybe a year or so later, you've seen something you thought, oh, and I've gone in and I've changed something or I've added something. Maybe a year or two afterwards. I mean, you might be the type of person that once you've finished an art journal and all the pages are done, you actually throw it away. People do. People do.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it's for some it's a cathartic experience. You see, it's like a diary.
Yes, of course.
And you know, yeah, there's a lot of people that put secrets and their emotions and things that they couldn't say to anybody else in an art journal. So once it's done, it's kind of like a cathartic experience to set it free by letting go and getting rid. So there we go, that's it. So that's going to be my art journal page for the Artsy Trio for July / going into August. So all I need to do is just to stick this on the back of the page now. So there we go. I'll just flip that over, grab some glue, because I can always then come back at a later date and go, now what was the inspiration for that art journal page? And then it'll be on the back. I know Gina's actually writing down even what resources and what paints and colours she's used and who the manufacturer is. Eh?
That's a bit organised.
It is a bit organised, but that's Gina all over.
It is.
Yeah.
Bless
Okay, so and I'm also going to stick this down upside down so that when I flick the page over it'll be the right way up, because that's the way I've done it for all the others. So why should I change it now? There we go. Okay, so done and dusted. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me create that art journal page for the Artsy Trio collaboration for July / August. If you have, please remember to give the video a thumbs up, because it really does help spread the word and get my channel seen by people who might not have yet discovered me. Well, that might not be a good thing. Or so don't forget, you can also share the video with your friends by clicking that share button in below the video. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done already. There will be a link in the description box below for the videos from Gina and for Bea to see what they've done with the same prompts. So that's all from me for now. I will see you all again very, very soon. Bye for now. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. And don't forget, you can access your exclusive angel-only content over on my website. There's a link in the description area below. Thank you.